Miss today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm your Tuesday-Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Taylor Howard recalling his trip from the Arizona desert to the Italian Alps. And Caitlin Fox Thomas reporting on the DEI ban. And don't touch that dial because Ann McCullen will share some things that you don't want to miss. You're listening to Southern Miss today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country, so how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
To help solve hunger in Mississippi, contact Mississippi Food Network or visit feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. In USM campus news, Southern Miss students shine at IEEE Southeast Con 2025. The IEEE Southeast Con 2025 was held on March 27th to March 30th in Charlotte, North Carolina, where they competed in the highly anticipated hardware competition. Southern Miss sent 2 teams to the competition. The main team, which consisted of undergraduate students with a variety of disciplines, and an open team consisted of students from Hattiesburg High School. The main team earned an impressive 16th place out of 42 universities, scoring an overall 28 points. The open teams have captured first place in their bracket, scoring a total of 27 points. Southern Miss IEE Student Branch Advisor Anna Wan had this to say about the event. The strong performance of both teams highlights the powerful partnership between Southern Miss and the Hattiesburg High School Engineering Department. These high school students have been working alongside USM students since October, receiving guidance and mentorship as they prepared for this prestigious competition. Their achievement in securing first place in their bracket and coming so close to cracking the top 20 overall is a testament to their hard work, dedication, and the collaborative effort between the two institutions. Juan continues by stating this: with the continued success in growing collaboration between Southern Miss, Hattiesburg High School, and other regional universities, the future of Mississippi robotics is bright. We remain dedicated to nurturing talent at all educational levels and inspiring the next generation of innovators. The journey from high school to university is just beginning for these students, and the hope is that their accomplishments will lead them to even greater success in the years to come. In Hattiesburg news, Hattiesburg holds 50-51 anti-Trump protest. A protest occurred Saturday titled the 50-51 Movement. Rachel Serlato, a protest participant from Hattiesburg, had this to say: I think all the things that are taking place, all the changes, all come back from the erosion of democracy. And if we can start from the very, very bottom and build our democracy's strength again, we'll have hope in changing this administration. There were several signs being held with statements such as "Make America Sane Again," "Save Social Security and Medicaid," and "Abolish ICE." Lonnie Harger, a protester from Petal, has this to say: we've got several issues with the Trump administration. They seem to be going haywire, doing things that no administration has done before. This is way outside the pale. We just feel that we have to come out and protest. The 50-51 stands for 50 protests, 50 states, one movement. In Mississippi news, Jamal Roberts now in the top 20 on American Idol. Jamal Roberts, a Meridian native, took to the American Idol stage performing Forever by Jason Nelson. Robert's performance excited the crowd as well as the judges during the Easter special episode of the show. Not only did Jamal perform well, but when they announced the top 20, Jamal's name was called. The top 14 will be announced soon. Good luck, Jamal. In national news, Pope Francis has unfortunately passed away. Pope Francis, history's first Latin American pontiff, who changed the world with his humbleness and concern for the poor, died Monday. He lived to 88 years old. The Vatican stated that Francis died from a stroke that put him into a coma and led to heart failure. Pope Francis made his last public appearance on Easter Sunday, a day before his death, to bless thousands of people in St. Peter's Square, drawing cheers and applause. Cardinal Kevin Farrell from the chapel of Domus Santa Marta, where Francis lived, stated this about his passing. At 7:35 this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the home of the Father. His entire life was dedicated to the service of the Lord and the Church. Francis had supported many individuals, such as LGBTQ Catholics. He added women to important decision-making roles and allowed them to serve as lectors and acolytes in the parishes, as well as letting women vote alongside bishops in periodic Vatican meetings. He will be greatly missed. Rest in peace, Pope Francis. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers, we need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on for your sports. Men's golf set to participate in Sun Belt Conference Championship this week. The Southern Miss men's golf team travels to Madison to compete in the 2025 Sun Belt Conference Championship this week. They began playing yesterday, starting 9:15 p.m., and teed off every 9 minutes to play the first 18 holes on Monday. Good luck, Eagles. 6 homers lead number 23 Southern Miss to series win over Georgia State Saturday, 15-9. The Golden Eagles hit a season-high 6 total round trippers and used a 7-run 8th to pull away to win the weekend Sun Belt Series. Our Golden Eagles successfully defeated Georgia State 15-9 on Saturday. Our Golden Eagles will return today when they fight against Tulane at home for the second time this season. Game is set for 6 p.m. Congratulations, Eagles. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now for your weather. This morning has been mostly cloudy with a slight chance of rain. Our chance of rain is 60% with these potential storms producing a heavy rainfall. Our highs for today is in the mid-80s, and our lows are in the lower to mid-60s. There's a chance for patchy fog tonight, so be careful if you're driving late tonight. We're most likely going to have some thunderstorms tomorrow, so make sure to prepare for that. Up next, we have Taylor Howard recalling his trip from the Arizona desert to the Italian Alps. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. A soldier's journey to the battlefields of World War II was long and arduous. Taylor Howard of Gulfport describes his trek from the Arizona desert to the Italian Alps.
In July of 43, we left Fort Huachuca on troop train and went to Hampton Roads, Virginia. And there we embarked on a ship that was once a passenger ship, and the entire regiment, over 5,000 men, took this ship to Oran, North Africa. After arriving in Oran, we got on a Liberty ship, and we took the Liberty ship and we sailed into Naples, Italy. And we waited there until all of our supplies got off of the other ships, and then we moved north of Naples. We got into an area called the Saccio Valley, but you were beginning to go into the mountainous area. And so we advanced at night. We couldn't move in the daytime because the Germans had all their field big guns zeroed in that particular area.
Bill Ellison hosts Voices of Our People World War II, a new podcast from Mississippi Moments, sponsored by the Mississippi Humanities Council. That's Voices of Our People World War II, wherever you get your podcasts.
That was Taylor Howard. Coming up, we've got a special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Ann McCullen. Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for the invitation.
Thank you so much for coming on today. So, first and foremost, for anyone who doesn't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I've lived in Hattiesburg for decades, and I have been with Edward Street Fellowship Center for 12 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And I also understand that you're the executive director at the Edward Street Fellowship. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. We have multiple programs. So I know a little bit about them all, but there are people who get all the work done and do a great job. But our big three are our food pantry, our health clinic, and our thrift store. And underneath those, there are different programs as well.
Right, absolutely. And it's going to be so exciting to talk about these. But first and foremost, for anyone that doesn't know the Edward Street Fellowship, can you tell us what that is?
Sure. Well, like I said, there are 3 big programs, but we've been around for 46 years now, and we've really morphed a lot through the years. We're very intentional to figure out what our community needs, so we are reaching out to people who need a helping hand. They're trying to make it, but things are, life is hard for all of us on different levels and for different reasons. So we see a lot of low-income individuals, people who maybe are just in a season of need and poverty, and some it's been their entire life, but we're just trying to help them out with some love.
Absolutely. It's so amazing having something in Hattiesburg where they're directly helping the people of Hattiesburg, because as you said, life can be very hard and life can be so stressful to maintain, and especially if you're working all these hours and if you've got a child at home and you don't know where that food is going to come from. It's amazing that someone out there is reaching down with that helping hand to be able to help you back up on your feet. That's such a beautiful and wonderful thing that you guys are doing. So I understand that you mentioned that the fellowship has a food pantry. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the food pantry serves a 7-county area all around the Pine Belt. So we serve folks from Covington, Forest, Jasper, Jeff Davis, Jones, Lamar, and Wayne counties. Wow. There's a great food pantry here on campus, the Eagle's Nest, for students and staff members. But if people need additional help, if that's not enough food, they are more than welcome to come because they're right here in Forest County. So they're one of the counties we serve. We just need to see a photo ID. There are many things that SNAP or food stamp benefits don't cover. That is a nutrition program. So anything that's not something that you eat would not be covered with SNAP benefits. So because of that, we have some unique programs. We have a diaper bank with baby diapers sizes newborn through 6. If you qualify for the food pantry, you qualify for that. Also a feminine hygiene product bank. There are women who miss a week every month of work or school, which really sets them back on trying to have any kind of success in life because they don't have access to the products they need. And again, you can't use SNAP benefits on those. We also have a pet food bank. That is the one thing that is most frequently not stocked. We just run out of pet food so fast, but we've had lots of student groups here, psychology students, communication students through the years who've really rallied around that and collected a lot of pet food for us. But if you're just coming for the pet food, give us a call first and see if we have dog and cat food that day.
Absolutely. That's so wonderful that you're also helping like our furry little friends as well. Is there any way that we can help out with the food pantry at all?
Sure. We see lots and lots of USM students who come and volunteer. They either do food drives for us off-site, or they do things on-site with us, like stock the shelves, repackage bulk food like rice and beans. A big one for anybody who's going to be in town when the spring semester ends, all of the food that we grow on site at our campus is given out through the food pantry. Wow. The blueberries are going to pop this year. We already have so many berries on the bushes. So as soon as they turn, we pick blueberries every single day. So, hey, guys, if you're in town, come sweat with us, and the food will go out the same day. And we'll let you eat a couple of blueberries, too, while you're there.
Right. That's such a treat. That's so amazing because, like, being able to help these foundations that will allow you to not only help the people of Hattiesburg, but make sure that people are living like one step closer to comfortability. Because like comfortability is so hard to maintain now, especially with all the changes that are happening, not just in America, but around the world. And it's so amazing. I know that I said it earlier, but it's so amazing that you guys are like these like almost like freedom fighters to be able to provide food and these other services that we'll talk about in just a second. And it's already like, for you personally, is this like job kind of hard for you to maintain, or is this something where like it's more easier for you to be able to handle it?
Well, I mean, it's hard to, anytime you're dealing with folks who are walking through such a dark and tough valley, it can be a downer, but I really feel like I'm called to do this, and that's how I would say the vast majority of our staff feels that way, that this is their calling and this is their purpose. And so you take joy in the victories. We call them glory sightings, and we see them throughout every day. It's just amazing. Like, we may need one particular thing for somebody, and we're like, where are we ever going to get that? And we get a phone call and somebody has that exact thing. It's just, it's so refreshing to us to see our community come together, and people are inherently good and they want to help each other. So we give God all the glory because we're a Christian organization. Absolutely. But it is definitely a joy to be there. And I think it would be hard to have a bad day hanging out at a place like Edward Street.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's such beautiful words to say. So I know that you also have, as you mentioned earlier, you also have a health clinic. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we're Hattiesburg's first and only free health clinic. There are fabulous facilities around that are sliding scale, but if you don't have 40 or 50 bucks, you just don't have it. Yeah. So we see and underinsured adults from Forest and Lamar County. And underinsured may mean that they just have a cancer policy, or they just, they aren't going to get any insurance benefits until they have $1 million bill or something. Yeah. So we see a mix of people who, for lack of a better term, you might call the working poor. Yeah. And because they have income, it precludes them from getting Medicare or Medicaid, things like that. And so many of them work. They're in the service industries, and they are serving you with joy every day, but they can't afford health care. We also see a lot of homeless individuals, and then we see a lot of folks who are in residential things. So we're the clinic for, say, domestic abuse family shelters. Yeah. We don't think about where are those women going to receive treatment. And some of the residential substance abuse programs bring their client base to us, and so we're thankful. It's all volunteer doctors and nurses, and everything is free. So whether you're seeing a doctor, having lab work, physical therapy, having a tooth pulled, prescription medication, everything is absolutely free. Wow. Our goal is for you to be healthy enough to take better care of yourself and your family, get you in a better place in life.
Absolutely. To be able to like provide for one's family, it's like it can be such like a fearful task to be able to like make sure that like you can give them like a good life and be able to have a roof over their heads. So being able to help them, especially when it comes to something like healthcare, because like healthcare is something that like I think anyone that has insurance might be able to take it for granted, because like you don't really know how good you've got it until it's gone. And it's absolutely amazing that you are providing all these healthcare services to make sure that people are at the first line of defense when it comes to their own personal health.
Yeah, and it's not just when they get sick, but we're also helping them prevent further illness. This is Mississippi, so we see most of our patients have one, if not all three, of the chronic conditions of diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol. And we're a clinical rotation for USM nursing. They come in and educate our patients. We're also clinical rotation for William Carey's physical therapy department, and their students and instructors provide services. Right. So we enjoy working with the USM and all the campus communities around. The dental hygiene students at Pearl River are the ones who clean our patients' teeth for free and do x-rays. But it's a great way. It's important to us that students are exposed to possibly a group of people, a population that they haven't really experienced. They may not have grown up in poverty. And so it's important, I think, to be better humans, that we understand that everything we have is truly a gift. And there, but for the grace of God, go any of us. So let's treat each other that way. And I think when we get to know each other better, we're just a nicer world.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree anymore. When it comes to the final big thing that you've got the thrift store. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, a lot of people think of thrift stores just as for nonprofits and organizations that have them as money makers, but ours is also a ministry. No doubt it does everything that's sold over there. If you're getting rid of your old clothes, we would love them. When you're moving out at the end of the year, that desk that was in your dorm room and you don't have room in your little car to get it home, drop it off with us. But anything that's sold there buys medicine and buys food, buys medical supplies, things like that. But we also do a whole lot of benevolence. So if someone has a caseworker, I was talking with somebody this morning that works with young people who are aging out of the foster care system. We don't think about what happens when a kid turns 18 and they're out of that system. And this is an organization that helps them get into stable housing, gives them some life skills, and we give them the things that they need to have an apartment. And we work with Hattiesburg High. We send truckloads of school uniform clothing to Hattiesburg High every year. They have a resource closet, but because they're the Tigers, it's the pawset, and there's a big paw print up on the wall. But we provide all of that free of charge, because no young person should be prevented from going to school because their family either can't afford the clothing or can't launder it, can't take care of it. And there were kids ending up in alternative school because they were out of dress code so often. And, pride's a thing with all of us. You may not tell them why you're always out of dress code. So it's the little things that are the biggest things. Those are the stumbling blocks or the keys to success. And we want to do what we can to help.
That's absolutely amazing. I mean, all these branches that come and help out these people, and especially when it comes to kids that are going to school, or kids that need help with their either their personal health, or kids that need that food on the plate. It's something that you guys are helping everyone, and it's absolutely wonderful. And I know that we're running out of time, but is there anything else you want to share with our listeners?
Well, if people are still in town, students, on May the 10th, wherever you live actually, That's the nationwide Stamp Out Hunger Day. So post offices across the country participate in this. Just leave some non-perishable food by your mailbox. It's Mother's Day weekend, so just remember that Saturday, leave some food at a mailbox or take it to your post office, and it's going to go to places like Edward Street, whether food pantries, soup kitchens, all over America. So that's something everybody can do that's pretty easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ann McCullen, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles.
Thank you.
Coming up, we've got Kaylin Fox Thomas reporting on the DEI ban. Check it out.
Mississippi legislators have approved of a DEI ban for all public K-12 schools and universities like Southern Miss. Students of USM's NAACP and Afro-American Student Organization came together to hold the In Their Shoes protest march against the DEI ban on April 11th.
So we started this because we wanted to make a change on campus. We wanted them to know that we're not going to let them steamroll us. We're not going to conform to assimilation or anything like that. There's not really that much representation of us out at USM, and we want incoming students to know that we are here and we are fighting.
Dr. Andrew Wiest, a longtime history professor here at USM, shares his uncertainty about how this bill, if passed, could affect him.
To be frank, I don't know how it will impact me personally. Just from an outside reading of it, it looks really restrictive on what I could teach. You know, the history of women, that's in there. The history of civil rights, that's certainly in there. It's part of what happened, and I'm supposed to teach what happened.
This bill leaves many students worried about their education and future here at Southern Miss. Kaylin Fox Thomas, SMTV.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to Seb Hodges, our audio engineer, and Meadow Smith, our video engineer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Sam Romeo, and our program director, Adeline Fields, as well as our executive producer, Ori Ide, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. Don't forget to follow SM2 Media on social media. I'm your Tuesday Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. Stay golden, Eagles.